In this video, we're going to be learning how to break free from your past so that you can actually move forward in a way that is more true to yourself, more authentic, and more full of love. We need to know how and why past events, situations, and experiences are still affecting us today. We have beautiful you in the middle. I think she needs some more volume. Okay. You. And you have your energy field, your electromagnetic field. Every single living being has an electromagnetic field. Ultimately, it is what keeps our soul in our physical body. It is what keeps us alive. And it is also how we experience life and the things that we are attracting. So our electromagnetic field is generated from our heart, like so. We are connected to both God's love and we are also connected to Mother Earth, like this. And now what happens is that past events, experiences, memories, thoughts, and energetic imprints are stored in this energy field. And depending on what you are holding in your energy field depends on your frequency. And we hear this a lot, right? About raising your frequency, high frequency, good vibes. But like, what does that actually mean? Like, what does that actually mean? Your frequency is basically made up of your energy field and your aura. It is what you are carrying with you energetically. So to get a high frequency, we need to clear our energy field of any negative blocks, anything that's holding us back, anything that is being stored in here that is stopping our authentic expression, that is stopping our soul, that is stopping the love, being able to free flow unconditionally throughout our being. So how does our past come into this? Let's take it back now to our inner child. I'm gonna keep her there, even though she's kind of scary. I'm gonna keep her there for a little bit longer. Okay, so we also have now our inner child. Hello. Cute. And we have our past, our present, and our future. Now, something very important when it comes to energy is to remember that energy does not care about space or time. It simply does not exist for energy. Which means that anything that we are experiencing, carrying energetically does not disappear simply because it is a new day or it is a new time or you're in a new space. It continues, doesn't give a damn. This is why we feel so blocked still by things, memories, emotions that have happened 10 years ago. If we haven't healed them, we cannot break free from them because energetically they are still very, very real. So past experiences are being projected forwards. Okay? This is all the same thing. It's all experiencing, it's all happening right now. It is completely independent of time. So, inner child. What's up with them? Let's have a look. Inner child has numerous memories, numerous things that they are still carrying. The things that the inner child carries are things we have experienced on a societal level, otherwise known as a collective level. These can often be fears, thought forms, energetics that are sent out on a collective scale that we have been taught, that have been transferred to us, often built on fear and control. Younger us has taken these on board and they are now in our, let's do red, energy field. We have our first block. We then have behavioral, let's say, observational things that we have literally experienced as a kid. So things that we have seen with our own eyes, things that we have seen others do, absorbed maybe from TV, media, whatever it is, things that have left their imprint on us. Environmental normally consists of things like family patterns, maybe how we have observed behaviors from people in our family. This is things like past trauma, past limiting beliefs that have been put onto us. We may have been taught in the home environment that we have to suppress our light, we have to suppress our voice, we cannot say no, we cannot hold boundaries because we have to please other people and we have to put other people's needs before ours in order to keep them safe. This is an example. Again, what happens causes a block. Causes a part of us to be suppressed because it's ultimately what we have learned, what we have had to do to be accepted, keep ourselves safe, to fit in. All of these things suppress us and stop our natural flow of life and energy coming forwards, and ultimately stops us feeling fulfilled and happy. And now another thing that can also link into this is genetics. Now, epigenetics is a really big thing, and we can inherit things in our DNA that we carry forwards with us that ultimately block us. Another thing when it comes to genetics, if we think about things we are born with, is experiences energetically from past lives, contracts that have been passed down in the maternal line, for example. And we are born with these blocks in our energy field that literally holds us back from as young as possible. Another block, let's say. And when it comes to understanding like genetic blocks a little bit more, I want you to think about when you were born. Was there something that you were experiencing as a child that simply didn't make sense? Like when I was a child, I feel that I had quite low confidence, and there was nothing that really caused me to be that way. It was just how I always was. Like I was fearful about going to school. I hated going to school. I always felt nervous, uncomfortable. I wanted to hide basically in other people's shadows from literally the age of 3. Why? Why would a 3-year-old feel that way when they haven't even experienced enough things yet for them to feel that way? It is stored within us from past lives, past memories, suppression wounds passed down family line through these generational cycles. These can be really hard to locate to start with because often we feel that something is heavy or it blocks us or it doesn't make us feel happy, but we don't really know why it's there. So there's multiple things that we want to open our minds to, and there's multiple things and factors that we want to be able to explore and be aware about. So ultimately, we can get to the bottom of what it is that's blocking us. All of these blocks come from a place that is the opposite of love, and they can only be healed through love. Sounds really cliche, sounds really cringy, but it's the truth. And it might not be love in the way that you think love is. I think that when we think of love, often again, this conditional, learned version of love comes forwards. The way that we heal and break free from these things is love. And anything that isn't from love is harmful. And it all starts with us giving the love that we need, holding the love for ourselves to clear these blocks, heal these blocks, so that our truth can actually come forwards and we can elevate to new levels in life. Let me keep these here for now. So, what these basically do, these blocks, is they cause filters in our lives. So rather than experiencing life through the truth and through love and through authenticity, we are now experiencing life with these blocks in our fields. This basically, my gosh, what is that? Basically makes up our experiences, which then converts into energy, into our aura, which all links in with our subconscious mind too. Because all of these things that we are experiencing through, we don't consciously realize they are happening. It is just the subconscious filters, the energetic filters that we have that's being carried through, all in our subconscious. And if you don't believe me, why is it that you still keep attracting the same toxic partners? I think all we have to do is look at the partners and the relationships that we are attracting to see that we are literally attracting man A, man B, man C, and they are all like the same version of each other, just in slightly different physical fonts, but they all carry the same energy because that is what we are attracting, because it literally matches the blocks that we have. So if one of the things that you've carried forwards is you have low self worth. You will carry it forwards with you and attract partners that reflect your belief of you having low self-worth, that ultimately treat you awful and you continue to stay because it's what you have taken as your truth, because that is what you have been conditioned to believe about yourself. And you want to break free, right? Because I know it sucks. This is ultimately law of attraction, right? We hear again in New Age, manifestation, law of attraction. What the hell even is that? It's this. You are attracting what you are carrying. You are attracting things through the way you are showing up energetically, what you are carrying subconsciously that's manifesting in your energetic emotional body. It's how you interact with everything and everyone. Let's work out how to clear these blocks and break free so that the truth of who we are can come forwards and radiate and attract all of the beautiful things that we deserve. That's terrifying. That is terrifying. Here we have our little inner child. Let's say we have this thought form that we are carrying that says, my voice doesn't deserve to be heard. My voice doesn't deserve to be heard. So every time we go through life, we want to speak our truth, we want to be authentic, we want to set boundaries, we want to speak up for ourselves, we want to start a business, start a project, start public speaking, whatever it is that you desire requires you to be confident in your voice and your truth. So now we have a block that's ultimately blocking our potential and blocking us from reaching new levels and being happy in life. Often, these things feel like they control us. We have these thoughts, we have these imprints that we feel we cannot break away from them. No matter how hard we try, we have so much fear. The more that we reflect and ponder on this, the more that we give it life, the more this thought form then becomes a spirit. It becomes like its own entity. Still kind of cute though. That's it, okay? And it has control over us. But I want to start a business where I'm public speaking. I want to start a business where I need to show up with full confidence. I want to set boundaries in my relationship. I want to stand up for myself and for what I believe in. And the only reason that this has control is because we have allowed the story to continue. We have ruminated on it. We have gave it power over us. We have gave it life. When we take our power back, when we take our control back, when we realize that these things are only existing because they are being projected from our subconscious mind and they are still living in our energy field, that is when we can break free from them. Because we hold the power, we hold the control, and we choose what we give life to. Now, I know it's hard. I know it's hard when things have been so real and things have been existing within our system for so long. It feels that we cannot break free. In this example, what can we do? Inner child healing is just one branch of how we can clear these blocks. It is one way that we can unlock our subconscious and really connect back with the version of us that is projecting all of these things. Inner child healing allows us to give ourselves the things that maybe we were restricted of when we were younger. It allows us to show up in new ways and feel safe showing up in new ways when we've been told it is unsafe to do so previously. So, inner child healing. I don't know if you remember, but I told you to start with that all of these blocks come from lack of love. And the only way to heal these blocks is through love. I love love. So, how do we give this love so it dissolves? How do we do it, Holly? Tell me. At some point, someone told little you that your voice doesn't deserve to be heard. This is an example. You will have your own examples. But I know in women, this is a massive thing that we all experience simply for existing as women. Acting from love in this example would be the opposite of judgment, the opposite of fear. Stop judging yourself first and foremost for how you are showing up. When you are trying your best and when you are showing up in a way what you believe to be the best way that you can, that is emitting the most love you are capable of at that time, you cannot judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter if you say the right thing. It doesn't matter if you make a fool of yourself. Complete non-judgment, because you need to hold the softness and the compassion for yourself like you would for your own child. I'm telling you, the way you speak to yourself, you would never dare speak to other people like that. Start holding the softness and the compassion that you have for others, for yourself, because I know you have a big heart and I know you wouldn't dare judge others the way that you judge yourself. So let's start bringing that love forwards. We are allowed to show up. We are allowed to be seen. We are allowed to take up space without it being perfect. Show up with compassion and non-judgment. Show up for yourself with compassion and non-judgment. Show up, try your best, and hold space and love in your heart for how you are showing up. This is how we move forwards. Do the things that are uncomfortable, that are scary. You've got to do it. You've got to allow your voice to be heard. You've got to put yourself in situations that feel uncomfortable to tell your brain that it's okay and you're safe. This makes this little evil but still kind of cute monster before to take up less space and less power in your field. When you're having new experiences, you're telling your subconscious that you're capable of new things, that these fears that once held you back don't have control over you anymore because you have worked through them. You have held love for yourself in these moments and you've realized the things that you thought were scary were not scary. It was simply an illusion in your mind. Do what scares you. That's not what we want to hear, Holly. Honestly, okay, so I've been making videos for a while now. The first ever video I posted, I felt physically sick. I was shaking, horrible, felt so unsafe, but I did it anyway. And now I can post this video. I don't even think twice about feeling unsafe or about what people are going to think. I am confident and stable and secure in using my voice and being seen for my truth. The little silly things that we learn is unsafe or we should be fearful of. I used to have a fear, this is going to sound silly to so many people, of filling my car up with petrol. For some reason, as soon as I passed my test, literally years and years ago now, I was fearful of going to the petrol station. I don't know why, it was just a learnt pattern. It was just a learnt response. It was a learnt fear. And one day I just told myself that even though it seems like such a simple thing, going to the petrol station and filling up my car with petrol myself, if I don't do this, this is gonna hold me back in every area of my life because it is still allowing fear to continue. I took myself to the petrol station and I filled my car with petrol. And guess what? I enjoyed it. I just go without giving it a second thought. It is the simplest thing ever now, because I just did it and I realized it was safe and it was completely fine, and anything that I had been taught about this not being safe was completely false. And these little monsters just melted away through me showing up and doing it and realizing it's completely fine, and it was just a thought that had been projected into my energy field that I was giving life to, and it was completely false. We want to really connect and know ourselves on a soul energetic level. Sometimes we need to unlock and access a part of ourselves. And this is done through meditation, hypnosis. Let me draw a brain. Oh my goodness me. Does that look like it? Now, in order to access, let's say, under the iceberg, right? The tip of the iceberg here. And then we want to access all of this part here to get to our subconscious, to understand these blocks, to rewire our brain and to heal ourselves. What we need to do is connect with it, access it. Here are all our blocks that are not helping us. And what we now want to do is access them. So we can do this with meditation. We can do this with visualizations in this relaxed meditative state. And we can do this with hypnosis too. So what we will have is we will all carry certain memories. Let's make them as like bubbles. Certain bubble memories in our brain. Bubble, bubble, bubble. I don't think you can see that. We will carry bubbles. And each of these will carry little memories within them. And there's going to be certain memories from your childhood that your inner child carries that is so strong, so meaningful. And there's going to be a few, and there was a few for me from when I was younger, upsetting, that were harmful, that carried pain with me. And during my hypnosis sessions and my visualization sessions, I was actually able to get in to these memories and shift them into something else to replace what was there. So I now have memories that maybe they aren't physically real, but they are real in another reality, where it is me now, and I am literally speaking to the younger version of me, telling them the things that they needed, supporting them, comforting them in the memories and the situations that I had that were harmful. So now whenever I think of this, it automatically transfers me to this, where I feel love. And this is what I mean when I say that love is what heals. And we can give ourselves these love, the things that maybe feel harmful, feel the opposite of love. We can access these memories and we can replace them with something that's of love. And this is what it is. This is what it is. And this is the basis of it all, really, accessing the subconscious and changing our energy. And inner child healing is one way to access it. And it's one focus. It's one branch of this big, beautiful tree. Healing tree. There has been a massive awakening of people since the whole 2019-2020 situation. And people are realizing the truth of this society, this life, the structures, the limits that have been placed upon us. And people are realizing that they're powerful and that they're wanting to heal. They're taking steps in the right direction for them and for others and for the collective as a whole, which is beautiful, beautiful to see. But the thing is, when there is so much good happening in the field, in the collective, in the teaching system, in the space, there are also people that show up with harmful intentions. So I see a lot of stories about meditations that are online that are for people to access, or energy clearing sessions, meditations that actually are harmful, that people are going and opening their energetic field up, and they're returning from these sessions with actually more blocks and more negative interference in their energy. And this is also why I wanted to make my channel, and why I'm going to continue with these types of videos, and actually as we go along showing you more ways that you can actually unlock and clear your energy, break free in a way that is actually good for you in a way that is actually for your highest good. And this is where sometimes your intuition and your discernment is so important, because there's been many things when I first started on my journey on YouTube that I wanted to follow, meditation I wanted to do, but I remember just getting a funny feeling that this creator or this resource isn't actually from love, and it's a trick. And that's where your discernment comes in very, very well. So accessing the subconscious, visualizations, getting into a relaxed state so that you can actually rewire your brain and replace the things that you have in your memories that are not of love with love. As well as physically every day showing up, pushing yourself, doing things that are uncomfortable, working through the blocks. Because if there is a block there, it's because you have power there. If there is a block that's stopping you from speaking your truth and from concealing your voice and who you are, it's because you're going to be so powerful if you show the truth of who you are and if you use your voice. You can make such a difference in this world, and that's why the block's there. Because you have your highest timeline. We also have a timeline that's negative. More of the collective can stay on this lower timeline. It stops the energy of the world advancing. But obviously, if you're watching this video, I know you don't want to be on that timeline, which is why we have to push ourselves even when it feels uncomfortable, because we hold the power, and power is sometimes found in discomfort. I gave the example too earlier about having low self-worth because someone, something, somebody, some experience has for some reason told you that you are not good enough, that you are not worthy. And that is a complete lie. We are all worthy, we are all good enough simply because we're here and we exist and we have a beautiful soul that gives us life. And we need to remember this. You need to fulfill the needs that you have from within rather than searching from external sources. Open your heart so you feel and you understand how worthy and how loved you are so it can flow through your system. It takes time and it takes practice, and it's not an overnight thing, trust me, I know. But I'm here to help you on the journey because I've been through it. You remember, right? I went back to this little monster. Of course, I make the little monster still kind of cute-ish. Kind of scary now. Okay, but what we want to do is simply remove this thought form. Remove it from our energy. So again, we go into our relaxed state. I learned this from another beautiful lady, and it really, really helps. Imagine that you have a This could be risky. Wait, oh my goodness me. I'm scared to draw this. Imagine that you have a beautiful pair of scissors. Does that look like scissors, guys? Okay, imagine that you have a beautiful pair of scissors, but they're gonna be golden. I feel like that looks like scissors. And what you're gonna do is imagine the thought form, the little monster in your energy field, and you're gonna take your pair of golden scissors, and you're just gonna imagine yourself holding the scissors and cutting yourself free of these thought forms. Because you have the power. You have complete power. This is your energy field, not little monsters here, not this trapped thought form, yours. You can cut it free. And just say, under the power and authority of God, I am cutting through any negative thought forms that are not for my highest good, and only love shall remain present now. And what you have done is replace this with, you guessed it, love. Just an example of one little exercise that we can have in our toolkit, in our spiritual energetic toolkit, so that when something feels so heavy, it's controlling us, this thought that's negative, that's harmful, that feels heavy, we can cut it away. It is through our energetic field, our energetic body, clearing our energetic body and our subconscious blocks that actually allows us to break free from our past so it cannot continue being projected forwards. And there's many ways you can access that. Today we focus on inner child healing. Next time we will focus on something else. So if you found this helpful, if you actually want to remove the blocks in your life, elevate to the next level in what you're doing and how you're showing up. And be sure to follow along to learn even more next time. Thank you for showing up for yourself, and I will see you in the next video.